Yeah. Well,
What you got for us?
I don't. What? What do I got for us, man? This is all you. This is all you right
Come
here.
on, dude, you're the host. Come on.
Ah, what's the show called then, huh? See, you don't even know.
I don't know. You tell me. That's what I'm saying. We're just the guests.
We're part of this.
Yep, this is your boat. We're just floating on it.
He's just floating on it.
Did you hear that?
Hear what?
Hear what?
Hello. 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 Hello.
I'm just hella confused right now.
As you should be. You're being the only white man in this room. Oh. Check 1 2, mic check 1 2. Check. I think this sounds decent. Yeah. Me. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Ooh. Ow now, brown cow.
Ooh, so sexy.
You went to college? You got I tried. God, guys.
You don't want to make things difficult.
Oh. Welcome to my world, guys. We good then?
I'm good.
Seems like it.
All right. Well, shit. I guess we live.
Just waiting for that intro.
I don't have a fucking theme song yet. We need a fucking right one.
You got a
Do you
DJ
have a
sitting
theme
right
song?
here.
I
know, dude. Why don't you do that one song you were telling me about?
To make or to request?
No, request.
I already requested, man.
They didn't get back to you?
No, I told them I didn't want to pay for it. So.
Oh, they got back to you?
Well, they didn't say, hey, it's, gonna be this, but I was like, hey, I'm interested in, using this track. I ain't got no money, but I love your shit. Nah, ghosted.
Ghosted? Just use it
Ghosted,
anyways.
man. Ghosted in the professional world, man. This is 2020, dude.
Bro, just use it anyways. You're a small fish.
Ooh,
Yeah,
you think
small.
so?
It's dangerous there.
That is dangerous.
People do it all the
For
time.
what, though?
You'd be very surprised at how many times it happens.
But once you reach out, you're on that guy's radar.
Mm-hmm.
Very true. So never mind. Don't do it.
Maybe. I don't know. Grammatically speaking.
Who?
This is his name, Grammatic. I want that song. Let me add it. I need it for this one time. Today I'm joined by Rogge and Nate Ybanez. Welcome in, guys.
Hey, thanks.
Hey.
Formal handshake.
By the way, is that how you say it, Rogge?
It's Rogge, yeah.
Rogge.
Now that we're all on the same page about my last name.
Yeah, what'd you think it was?
I've heard different ways.
We worked together for
like
like 2
Rogue.
years.
Rogue.
I think
Rogue's
somebody, when you first came down, said Rogge
right.
or something like
I
that.
can see Jacques because it's like 2 G's in there, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe that's what.
G's and an E.
I get Rogue a bunch. It's an easy one.
I'm sure
I
it's
think
just like.
I thought Rogue
GIF
until
and
everybody
GIF.
said Rogue, and I was like,
I think it's like GIF and GIF. Like that's that G, right?
There
It's
is
GIF.
a right way to say it.
it is GIF.
Well, right by who?
That's the question.
Right
at hand.
by, the
It's
consensus?
right by the
consensus?
pronunciation. By the, it is graphics interface format. So you
Yeah.
GIF.
So why did the guy that came up with it say that it's GIF?
Did he?
Yeah. The guy that came up with it says GIF.
The pronunciation is GIF.
I mean,
But it's not GIF.
it's not right. It doesn't mean that he's right just because he said it.
Well, this is the guy that created it says, "Hey, this is what I want to call it." And we're just like,
Well, he
"Fuck
didn't
you."
create. He didn't create it.
Well,
He
I mean, I
created-
would imagine. Gabby, can you be our Google search engine?
Sure.
Or Bing, if Bing wants to sponsor this, or Ask Jeeves.
What am I
I'm sure Microsoft will have no part in this.
Yeah.
The guy that invented GIF. I'm glad she didn't say, "Do you mean GIF?" That's how you knows. That's how you know.
It is GIF.
Yeah. I mean, are we gonna put money on this? What's going on here?
Nope.
No.
No money here.
No.
Are you talking about Steve
I don't know the guy's name.
Wilhite, who invented the GIF file in 1987? Told the New York Times that the
87?
word is pronounced
Sounds right.
GIF,
There it is.
not GIF.
Right.
The Oxford English Dictionary accepts both pronunciations.
So nobody's wrong.
So everyone wins.
No, that's a
It's
cop
a
out.
soft G.
I mean, if it's coming from the Oxford,
It's
That's a
soft
cop out.
G.
It's a soft G. Like Nipsey Hussle was a soft G.
That dude was hard.
like Snoop Dogg's a soft G these days. Is that what we're talking about? Damn,
He's on cooking shows
1987, man. Oh, it's pronounced GIF or GIF. No.
Yeah,
No.
87. That's
But
when they started doing
bonus
all that.
question, what does it stand for?
Graphics interface format.
We were already on that.
Sorry, I'm slow.
Yeah,
It's okay.
You gotta be listening.
Oh, sorry.
You can't just rely on the playback. Playback. But anyways, you've been wanting to get behind the mic again, Nate. It feels like you got something to say.
Nope.
No.
You dragged me into this. You've got something.
Yeah, I did.
You did. You
So-
got Ben in here. So what are you trying to propose over here?
So I have a confession. I'm not actually Mexican.
I got a oh, come on.
You're
You're
like,
Spaniard.
Spaniard.
Look at you. Looks like a conquistador.
A little bit.
Come on.
Really?
Yeah, the little red beard.
You know what's funny?
Really? He's really? I can call myself Spanish.
So
Nate?
Mexicans always say I look Mexican, but non-Mexicans always say I don't look Mexican, which is funny.
Mexicans say you look Mexican?
Yeah, a Mexican always, once I tell them, or sometimes they'll be like, wait, are you Mexican?
Well, you do look like fucking that dude from the Get Down. What's his name?
Oh my God.
Jackie Moreno.
Oh my god.
I know, dude.
It's Jackie Moreno right here.
I only know him from,
Pull that shit up.
what's that, Grounded for Life show they used to be on?
You got me on that one. Is that a
old
straight to DVD?
2002 TV show.
Yeah, no, you got me. Ben don't even know who we're talking
Nope.
about.
Got
Jackie
nothing here.
Moreno.
That's all
I
you.
looked like him more when I had my long hair.
Yeah. When it's long.
When
for
did
sure.
you
And
have
when I'm
long
chubbier.
hair?
There he is.
Oh yeah.
Who's that?
Yeah, you got that.
You gotta get him
That's
where.
not Jackie
You gotta
Moreno.
get him to know when he's going through.
No. The actor is who he's talking about.
Yeah.
That's Jackie Moreno.
No, it is the real Jackie.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there's an actor that portrays him.
Well,
Oh, the actor that portrays Jackie.
yeah. The actor, not the character.
And that's from The Get Down?
Well, he's talking about a different show.
Oh.
No. Well, he's in both, so it doesn't really matter.
You gotta find him when he's going through his alcoholic stage. Then he looks like Nate. He's all fucking run down on the Get Down. You gonna tighten up that stand?
Me?
What do you
No,
mean?
this is as tight as it gets. It's got problems.
Ooh, it's as tight as it gets, huh?
Technical problems.
That is some technical
Well,
problems. I got the other stand if we need to use it. If we need to take a, industry timeout, as they call it, right?
I think we're fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll just mess with it every once in a while.
Well, all right. As long as you're comfortable with that, then it is what it is.
That's true.
Yeah, I get mistaken if I let my beard grow out, like for being Middle Eastern. Like I'm coming out.
Oh, I could
Yeah.
sort of see that.
Got I sunburn really easy though, and I'm like I'm freaking pretty white, under. But yeah, I can see that the beard grows out. I can see you being called out for like a Hasidic.
I get called out for Jewish all the time.
Yeah.
When I went back to New York,
Rogan
not-
I never thought about that until you said it now.
yeah, when I went back to New York not that long ago, everyone was like, because the beard matches. It's the beard.
It's the beard.
It's the
And you're dressed in
scraggly.
black.
I mean,
People just think he's part of ISIS now without the glasses.
that took a jump,
ISIS
but
wouldn't
sure.
be Jewish.
no, there's a gap
Yeah.
there.
There's a gap.
No, because the leader of ISIS, he's got like a big old.
Well, the
it's
beard.
like that.
Are you
Sure.
discriminating, saying that all people with beard could be ISIS members? People
I mean,
with
they
beard.
could look like ISIS members.
ISIS, they're so hot right now, man.
And now we're down the rabbit hole.
This is what you wanted, right?
2016.
You wanted this. You got it. Buckle up, motherfuckers. This is what happens when I don't have
No agenda.
Yeah.
Is this
I'm
where we
using the
get?
word agenda too
I
much
told him
lately.
he needs to have subjects, but he's like, no, we'll just go with it. I'm all right.
Well, I mean, for this, it was a little bit different. I mean, we can get into like you guys are pretty deep into like board games. Like I would say, obviously we host game nights here, at least once a month.
Always a
and
good time.
you guys are always, the dudes I can count on. And
This is the core group.
yeah, the trio.
We're like your
And-
two members that just like your Facebook posts
Bro,
and
yeah.
nobody else. The two people.
And no, you guys always show up with bags of freaking new board games, card games, party games. Like I'm pretty sure both of you gifted us party games this
Oh, yeah.
holiday.
Which I've yet to
Speaking of
play.
that, did y'all take advantage of our gift.
Yeah, have you guys gone to the Smash Room yet?
Not yet.
We've gone to the Smash Room probably every night this week. So
Oh, dang.
Man, I got
if you
Right.
ask.
No wonder. Yeah.
No, we haven't yet. We've talked about it. We're trying to get it scheduled.
You got to call them and see if you can take like gear. Like if you can take old shit yourself.
What do you need
Oh,
gear for? So
that's
if
a good
anybody
idea.
is wondering, they got us a ticket to
It's a
Smash Room.
Simply Smash.
Simply Smashing. It's a break room. Like you just go in. You pay for a 15-minute session. Essentially, is like the entry, and they have stuff in there for you to break: glass, porcelain, dishes, keyboards, like you name it. And then they have like the upsells. You know, you can send in a picture of somebody you really hate, like your boss or maybe an ex or something, and they'll put it in
Picture
a frame.
one.
Yeah, picture of this guy right here, and you can go to town on it. Basically, when we arrived, there was a lady dropping off like a 55-inch TV, and I was like, damn.
Oh shit.
I was like, I know they're probably gonna ask like a pretty penny for that. And he's like, well, normally we would ask like, I think it was like 60 or 70, and he's like, I'll do it for like 45, 50 or something like that. And I was like, oh, we're pretty tempted, but it was fun enough with what you get right out the gate.
Wait, can you bring? It's like
That's what
BYO?
I'm telling you. I'm telling
where
you
he
to call.
started.
Yeah, I was saying
That's a good idea though.
Yeah.
Yeah, call them and just say, hey, obviously I want to, pay for your regular package, but I also got some shit to bring in. Like, is that okay? Because they have to do all the cleanup.
Yeah.
All you do is go in there, fucking rage out.
The
and then
baseball
just-
bat and shit.
I have a feeling
clean
though, a
your hands.
flat screen would be boring. You need like one of those like rear projection TVs.
Oh, one of those big.
Yeah,
Those
that
big,
would be
like,
fun.
Yeah,
fucking 55-inch,
Yep.
taller than you.
What I
Yep.
noticed was like the phone, like there was the old like the office phone, like you hit that thing about like 30 times.
Oh yeah.
Because you want to break you want to squeeze every drop of juice out of like a lemon. Like you go to town on it. And
Wait,
those-
do they have music in there?
So that's the thing. They have a Bluetooth speaker, and you can
Oh.
just
Put on
you can do whatever you want. Dude. You
what's
can
the song from the Office Space that they fuck up the printer with?
Sabotage.
Is that what that is?
I think so. BC
I think
Boys.
it's
Yeah.
sabotage. Yeah.
Yeah. You can do that. You can throw on some Beethoven. I mean, whatever makes you
Sabotage.
fucking rage
That's
out.
pretty awesome.
Right. To Gabby, it was some 90s R&B, which
Hell
is
a little
that's
the other
her
way
go-to.
around, but
if she's
alright.
feeling good, 90s R&B. If she wants to drink, 90s R&B. If she wants to rage out, 90s R&B. If she wants to have sex, 90s R&B. Like,
the smashing things, the '90s R&B.
well, it's smashing.
Unless
and
it's
smashing.
like
Depends on what
"Sick" by
Pandora-
Neo or something like that.
Depends. Let's see. Hold on.
What are you
Pull
gonna
up
do?
my Pandora 90s R&B and see what first
All right.
song plays.
She's gonna load it up.
Let's see what first song.
What is
You can
that?
shuffle.
Hold on.
Wait, did they get that for you too?
Yeah. Yeah. It's the same.
Did you guys do it yet?
Not yet. We've had like one day off together.
Yeah.
Damn.
No, that
First
is.
song, 90s R&B.
Okay, that's it. Before I get sued.
Demonetized.
What is-
First?
What is that?
All right.
Do I have to-
No, yeah. Just stop it. And what is it?
Brandy?
It's not.
It's not what? It's not
It's
stopping
not
you?
gonna say anything. So
What do you mean? It was still the music.
Sounds like Brandy.
no.
It's 3LW.
No.
3LW?
Do you know what 3LW stands for?
Oh, here we go.
No. I think I did at one point, but I don't remember.
Three lovely ladies? No.
Three lovely, women.
Three Little Women.
Three little
Little
women. Same
That
thing.
song
Wow.
was-
So
You're only
unpredictable.
lovely if
That
you're
was
little.
the song.
Oh shit.
I don't know if you want me to say it. Y'all terrible.
Whoa, what's up? Just playing. Come on now. But yeah, you guys gotta arrange that. Ben, you guys have
Yeah.
only had one day since the holiday.
So
You guys are pretty busy right now.
so she's way busier than I am in the evenings.
Yeah.
So we have like opposite schedules.
Yeah, it's like me and
it's
Anna.
brutal.
Mhm. It's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole bypassing, like you're almost roommates at that point.
It's weird.
It was worse when I worked for that company.
Was it?
It was so much worse.
Damn. Like even down here, or was it up in New York?
I mean, all across the country, it was worse because are we allowed to say the name of this company?
For what?
It's up to him.
I mean, it's up to you.
Well, what are you gonna say?
The-
No, I'm just messing.
Yeah.
Just go. Just go. Let it go.
yes.
He bleeps it out.
Let
If
it
needs to be.
go.
Yeah, so-
He ain't that big yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was working for GC, it was every night. Even when I was off the clock, being a CSM, being a lead, being store manager for what
Yeah.
time I was there, you were always on the clock. It didn't matter what time of day it was, and it was just draining. Even on the days where we did have time off together, we were just sitting on the couch, trying to relax.
Trying to recover, and then
Yeah.
before you had to dive back in.
Exactly. At least now we get at least enough sleep usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But our days are crisscrossed.
Yeah. So these days, what are you doing?
So I work for, I'll say I work for Clearwing. We do like, what are they called? We do installs for churches, for schools, for AV lighting and rigging. I'm pretty much the one pulling cables, installing speakers.
Are you in between walls?
I mean, I worked at
Crawl space?
I worked at without walls.
Yeah. Wait, so this church is just out in the open? What's going on here?
Well, it's in Mesa. There's a church actually right near GC called Without Walls that we didn't install.
No, I've seen it, but it's like, you would think a place called Without Walls.
Oh,
The church is
got it.
called Without
Yeah.
Walls.
Yeah.
Because God is everywhere.
It's just out in the open.
But no, it's a pretty fun gig. I have no complaints. It's just a lot of work. It's mostly physical labor, so it's kind of exhausting. It's good.
So do you get to go back at all? Do they have like a grand like reopening or anything like that?
Not
so you can see like your finished product?
Not usually. So we do about 50-50 with like retrofits, like renovating stuff and new installs. And usually once we do our install, we get everything up and running. We do our sound check. We make sure everything's good, and then we pretty much duck unless things go wrong. The production team does more of like the bands coming in, and they deal with more of the like pictures and stuff. But we don't really go back for pictures or anything.
No. So you almost work on a project for months on end and
then
don't
we just duck.
And you just cut off, man. It's like,
yep. We hear our PA once and then we walk away.
Yeah.
we play our one sound check playlist and then we're done.
It's like dropping your kid off for the first day of high school and then never seeing them again.
It's pretty much it. Yeah.
What happened? Yeah. How'd it go?
Every so often we get invited to do stuff at venues that we've been to, but it's very rare.
Oh, okay.
You have to get paid for it, and companies
gotta get
don't wanna
paid.
pay for that.
I mean, the company pays for that sort of stuff, but it's usually stuff that we don't want to be part of anyway. It's usually like high school theater or stuff.
Oh, got it.
Right.
Gotcha.
Makes sense now.
No offense, high school theater majors. You major in high school theater. Have you guys done like any bars or any clubs?
Not that I'm aware of. We did work at before I worked there. We did one of the clubs in the Central Phoenix area that actually deals with GC as well. That I'm sure you're familiar with.
Well, you said before you worked there.
Before I worked for Clearwing, Clearwing did their lighting install. We'll play a little guessing game, see if you can get it.
I'm pretty sure it has a rooftop.
It does have
has
a
walls.
Has walls. They serve liquor. A lot of music there. No, it's it would rhyme with Farschmidt. I don't know, something like that.
Farschmidt?
It's Barsmith. I'm guessing Barsmith.
No, it's not.
Oh damn! All right,
Wait,
Barsmith. You're off
it's a
the leash.
club?
It's a club. Well,
Downtown Phoenix?
It's a club.
Ooh, now I'm interested on who it would be. I would have thought it's Barsmith.
Wait, where's the location?
And it has a rooftop.
I know it's in Phoenix. I don't know. I've never actually been there.
Pull up the live tweets. Oh, we're not live.
Not
It's probably
Barsmith.
Starts with a J.
You got me.
Yeah,
I don't go downtown.
I don't know.
Phoenix.
What is it?
Jaguar.
Oh, good.
Oh.
Welcome to the stage.
That kind of.
Cindy.
That kind of
Yeah,
club.
that kind of.
I think that's the sole reason why we carry fog juice.
That is the only reason you carry fog juice.
I think our store would just stand by itself just with fog juice.
That's just wild, man. And it's like sometimes they'll send in like the dancers to pick up the stuff. And you're like, fog juice, like call it right out the gate.
And it's funny because they wear like huge overcoats.
Yeah.
Like it took me a while to figure that out. One time they walked out and I was like, why was you wearing a huge overcoat? And then I saw that she had fog juice and I was like, oh,
That makes sense
Got
now.
You're a professional. A professional clothes taker offer.
a naked professional.
I mean, I think that's different than
A naked professional?
Yeah. yeah, this is a person that undresses as a profession to become naked, but they don't get paid to be. Well, I guess they kind of do get paid to be naked, but
Sure they do.
it's the peering behind
It's
the curtains.
process.
It's the experience.
It's what happens before you get naked. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's like what happens like right before the Big Bang. We don't know, but we're curious. I don't know. I don't know. I don't go to many strip clubs. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, same.
Last time I was in a strip club was 2008.
Oh, you were 12.
2007.
Were you in Mexico?
It was Pink's in Glendale, and it's actually funny because I went with a buddy of mine, and really, like, not even joking, the only reason, so we went, but like the only reason we went is because they had, so me and my buddy, we were like, we would drink energy drinks all the time. We drink Monsters all the time, but at Pink's, you get they get these cups, and they say, what do you want? So we would just get Monster, but it's unlimited Monster. So we literally just went for the unlimited energy drinks.
Oh shit, dude! What were those?
We didn't even pay for a lap
like?
dance, nothing. Like, none of the girls even came up to us because they knew what the fuck we were doing.
What are those
Just trying to
erections
stay
like,
awake.
dude? Unlimited Monster.
Like,
If you
yeah.
have an erection lasting longer than 4 hours.
Holy shit, dude! I bet they fucking had a contract with the urgent care around the corner. Like,
Yeah, I do it.
Jesus.
EMT on standby.
Yeah. Just trying to remember the last time I was at a strip club. It had to have been like 2012, maybe. Abco, maybe. Abco.
Dang, Abco.
Yeah. Or like
That was the
maybe
first
Le
strip
Girls.
club I went to.
Is Le Girls right off of the 202?
I have no idea.
Come on, you know where this is at.
What?
Come on.
I don't know. Abco and Pink's are the only ones I know. And another one I don't remember
And
where.
Sonny's, dude. You're VIP at Sonny's. Hey, Ben, what are strip clubs in New York like?
I've never been to a strip club.
Never been to. Babe, pack up the mic. Take him out. Take him out right now. It's always good to go with the girl. It's always
Is
good.
it?
Yeah.
I've
Well,
never
a
been
cool
with a
girl. A cool girl, not any girl. You know, it doesn't mean cool girl. No, but I had a coworker who's
That's not one of the strippers. I'm assuming.
whose wife was just the coolest, man, and she would the last few times I was at a strip club was with old coworkers, his wife, and he would always, like, you know, the girls would always be more inclined to like come over and just be more friendly, because she was there and she was like super lively and cool. So it's, from my experience, it's always nice and not so like weird. You know, there's a weird like transaction that goes along, like you're there and
I
you
think
know
that's
what
what
I'm
happens
thinking.
at first. Because, I don't know. Like,
Say
my
it.
first time wasn't like, I went with a bunch of like friends from high school.
Yeah.
I think we just graduated high school. But I wouldn't say it was like weird. It was more disappointing for me. Because I was like,
Wow,
No,
that
this-
was
no, no, no. Okay,
underhanded
let me
right there.
I
clarify.
mean, you had in your mind, you had it in your mind what it was like.
well, I did go to Abco. But it was disappointing. Well, I don't know if disappointing is a word. I was just like that's it. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I was
You
really
expected
expecting.
more.
Not even that. But, well, for the money you pay, I guess. But I was like, dude, this is fucking $20 for this. Like, I'd rather go get some J-Box tacos or some shit.
Some, dude, for $20, dude,
You can pig out.
yeah, you could to pull out the fucking mystery meat that's in those J-Box tacos and create
Yeah,
your own little
exactly.
stripper.
Yeah, that shit's expensive. That's why. I mean, I never went. Just those 2 times, I think. Maybe
Only
3.
twice? Damn.
No, I think I went to Abco twice and then Pink's, and then I was like,
Yeah, I
a
don't like
waste of
strip
fuck
clubs.
money.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel about casinos too. It's like I never liked going to the casino or
I don't mind casinos.
Casinos are a little weird.
Really?
Yeah.
I like them.
Well, and that's I guess if I was more like privy to like the actual card games.
That's where the
Sure,
fun's
that's
at.
fair.
Like slots are kind of.
Yeah,
Slots
I
is just like, ugh, like what are we doing?
Yeah, I go to the tables.
Yeah.
That's what I do. But, yeah.
And I feel like that's something else that you need to do with friends too. Like going to a casino alone is a whole nother experience.
It's a whole other what? Life status? Like,
Oh yeah. At the casino by yourself.
Yeah,
Oh
like-
yeah, dude.
I mean, I guess it's the same thing as going to the strip club by yourself.
Well, is it awkward? Like, do you guys go to the movies by yourself?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Well, I have.
Occasionally. I have in the past. I don't
Yeah.
usually.
I don't
Like-
mind it.
Or like go to like a nice dinner by yourself?
That's weird.
What lunch by yourself, breakfast by yourself?
I feel like you can go to the movies by yourself and get away with it
Yeah.
without looking like fucking weird, I guess.
I don't know. I feel like dinner's the same. I mean, I travel a lot, so I'm eating alone
yeah, that
fairly
does
regularly.
make sense.
And it's not really all that awkward.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you can sit at the bar, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess that's what I would
Well,
do too.
I guess that's what I'm talking about. Is it like a nicer restaurant where it's like, you know, not reserved seating, but like, you know, they're gonna give you a booth or a table with at least more than 2 chairs.
Thinking
I
about
like
it
it.
now, yeah, that doesn't seem weird at all. I
Yeah.
thought it maybe would have.
Yeah, no.
But,
it's
yeah,
nice.
he's
You
right.
get to sit with your thoughts, have a nice meal, not
Just a
distracted by
man
thoughts.
and his thoughts.
THOTS.
Get to sit with your thoughts. Hold up.
Hey, what's up? When are they gonna stop coming up with new slang, dude?
They will never.
Never.
That's why it's called slang, dude.
Like, what? That doesn't even mean anything. What do you- yeah, that's why it's called the sky, bro. Like, what?
like what?
That's why we're called
Slang
men.
will never.
Yeah, I don't know.
will
dude.
never.
It's
It's just so. It's more interesting just how rapidly it changes.
super. Like yeet came and went. Is it already gone? Like I never even used it.
You never used it?
I never even used it.
What the fuck is that?
You sound like Anna.
Look it
I
up.
like saying words. She'd be like, "What is? I don't even know what you're saying."
Oh, it's. You can use you can
Yeet.
use it
You
anywhere.
You just yeet something. You just
You
just
yeet.
yeet it.
Yeet it.
For real?
What is? What's the?
YEET?
What's the
Y-E-E-T.
actual?
Y-E-E-T.
Why yeet?
Y double E T.
YEET?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to hear the official Urban Dictionary
Past tense
definition
is
of this.
yoked.
Official.
It is an exclamation of excitement, approval, surprise, or all-around energy, often as issued when doing a dance move or throwing something.
It's like
The throwing
yeah.
something is oddly
Yeet.
specific,
Urban
but
yeah.
Dictionary
Well, I thought yeet was just specifically throwing something.
lists yeet as a
Oh,
verb.
yeah. yeah.
To
Yeet
make
is
a
a verb.
violent motion of any variety, such as
violent
a
motion.
whip, or any motion that may be associated with a violent camera shake or photo blur. Yeet is an all-purpose explanation or exclamation that can be used to express joy, disgust, or shade.
So it's literally just
It's
a
just an
catch-all.
exclamation. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an
Yeet.
exclamation.
Yeah. Like, dude, last night was so cool. Yeet.
Fuck. Whatever.
Yeah, the baptism was on
Whoever
point.
thought of that needs to go sprain his ankle.
Maybe.
I didn't want to be too rude.
What?
You didn't want to.
Who sprained their ankle?
Yeah, just in case they were listening. Or
Yeah. He ain't that famous yet, so we're good.
Who sprained their ankle? Who we throwing under the bus here?
The person who
she's saying the word is dumb, and the person that invented it should be.
Oh,
Should
yeah,
be
you can say
heated.
that. Come on.
Yoke that guy.
should
Yeah.
fall down the last 2 steps of the stairs and sprain their ankle.
Oh, that's what you said.
Oh,
okay,
dang.
okay.
You can't wish that upon somebody. That hurts.
A little pain. A little. Is that pain or inconvenience?
Both.
I will wish for you to be.
And I asked her if she wanted a mic.
And what?
We should have planned ahead.
In the evenings.
There's a mic stand set up over there.
Oh. I guess.
If you like some guy that cuts me off or whatever and is brake checking me, you know what? I don't want you to get hurt, but you know what? I want you to get a flat tire on the highway, and I want you to be stuck there for hours. I want you to run out
Guy
of
gets
gas.
a flat tire. He
the
stops.
highway.
The guy behind him runs into him.
Yeah, and then
Guy
what?
dies.
And then
Not my
what?
fault.
How you just
I
caused a
want
death
him to trip over the last 2 steps on the stairs and sprain his
and hit
ankle.
his head and then die.
I want him to pull up to a gas station
Mm-hmm.
to get gas, but you know what? He was retarded and he pulled up on the other side, so the gas tank's on the other side, and then it doesn't reach. So then he has to get back into his car and drive to another gas pump.
He has to
That's
back
what I
up and backs over a kid.
Yeah,
see.
exactly.
You can't just change the order. It's a butterfly effect. We all know this. Ashton Kutcher taught us.
I've never seen that movie actually.
Neither have I.
It's
I just know he's
stupid.
in it.
I watched it.
How you not gonna know what Ashton Kutcher's a part of? He's part of the
Punked.
the ether. Yeah,
Ether?
yeah.
He's part of the ether?
Part of the ether. Dude. He's part of everything.
He is energy.
he is God. Kutcher's love, Kutcher's
Ashton.
life.
He has a lot of consonants in there, dude. Ashton Kutcher. Yeah, dude. It's all about consonants. That's what gives you power. Fuck vowels. What are we talking about? Fuck vowels. You have to pay for vowels. That's how you know they're bad.
It's the worst part of our alphabet.
You have to pay for vowels. I agree, man.
What's the worst part of alphabet?
Oh, vowels.
Vowels. Clearly, it's vowels.
What the fuck are we talking about?
We're talking about marriage vows. It's the worst part.
Marriage vows are the worst part.
It's the worst part, dude. Expectations. I'm gonna need a new drink here in a little bit. We can talk about some weird ass shit.
Oh my god.
No, but for reals, why are we here, Nate?
You tell me, man.
Why are we here? What's the hardest?
Why are we here on this universe?
No, here right
What
now.
is-
That's
Okay.
for later.
Hmm?
That's after we light up.
Let's
Whatever.
Let's get existential.
It
in
is
this
very
bitch.
early for an existential crisis.
Yeah. And Gabby's still awake.
That's yeah.
Yeah, we'll put her right to bed with that shit.
That's
Um,
very true.
What was I gonna say? Oh, what's the hottest board game out there right now, or like party game? Like, what's everybody talking about?
So I don't. Okay, so
Oh, I put him on the spot now. Here,
I don't do a lot of
Here we go.
party games. Are not my
forte.
expertise. Maybe forte.
Right. Okay.
The end.
In other words, I cannot answer your question.
Well, come on. You don't know? I say the hottest one is Scrawl and Telestrations. I'll just say like that's. I
they're just
don't know how
always
new
on.
that is, but that's definitely like the
Like
party
here
game.
or in general?
Just in general.
Oh.
In general. But from my experience, like that's what I've like. What you guys have been able to bestow upon me.
Yeah,
Like,
those are games that you can play with just about anyone.
anybody, party games, cool. That the game that Jeff's fiance now, I'm not sure, girlfriend brought over. Never Have I Ever. Like that one was pretty funny.
That was
Now,
great.
see, I cannot agree with that,
That was
because
good.
it's a game I always lose.
That's good.
You big got
That was
shit
one of
on.
the best games.
Because he
good.
always has he ever. What is the opposite of never have I ever? He always has.
Always have I.
Always have I.
Party games always depend on the people that you're playing with.
It's true.
That's life, Nate. God damn it! It doesn't matter what you're doing. It's who you're with.
It's true.
It doesn't
Have you
matter.
ever played a party game with the wrong people? It is the worst time.
It's really uncomfortable.
It is very. It's uncomfortable, and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, just people
It's-
you don't connect with. It's just like an awkward conversation, right?
Not even like connecting, but like people that just don't. I don't know.
You don't get it, man. Nah, I don't know.
Yeah, party games with the wrong people are just a
Well,
bad time.
it's like
It's usually an age gap too.
yeah,
Yeah.
very true. A
That's what it
generational
is.
gap for sure.
That's it. But I mean, I guess it's like playing like those a little bit more strategical games with people that are not ready for that. You know, they weren't prepared for that, or
Yeah.
they're just like not familiar enough with those games.
Like that first time we played Munchkins.
Oh my god,
That was
yeah.
a mistake.
Yeah. You guys, yeah, we can play this game. I played it a couple times, and it's like we're literally just reading line for
Didn't
line.
even go through one turn.
We
We're
didn't
like-
do anything.
We're like 4 drinks deep.
Yeah.
on
To be
top of
fair, I was
whatever
too
else.
drunk to really understand what the fuck was
And it
going
was
on.
I couldn't even read the instructions.
It was after midnight. It was after
Was it
midnight.
after midnight?
Yeah,
It was.
after
It was
midnight.
it was like one of the
Oh.
last things we did.
Yeah, that was a dumb choice. Why did we choose that?
I mean, it was ambitious.
here?
What?
Was that here?
Yeah.
I was already asleep, I'm guessing.
No, you were falling asleep. You and Alex, I think, were here, and then we ended up playing. I forgot what other
We
game
played
started
something
playing.
else.
A game that was actually really fun. I don't remember.
I don't
But
feel like it was Telestrations.
strategy games are my forte. That's where I live.
I like strategy games.
Yeah, those are fun.
I've
sure.
I have expanded my collection of board games. I have a huge collection. So I think in about 2 years ago, I think 3 years ago, I started like collecting a bunch of board games and just buying up stuff and playing them. So I got up to like I had like 32
Yeah.
last
Good Lord.
last summer. I recounted it, so now I have about 52.
Good God.
How many
man.
of those are Monopoly?
I have a whole. It's a whole closet, and it takes up 3/4 of the entire closet. All board games
Where's your lady put her clothes in?
outside.
In her shoes.
In the
Say
She
nice
gave me a
Chris.
choice, and I was like, Clothes gotta go.
Clothes gotta go. And how many of those 50 are Monopoly?
40
It's different.
different types of Monopoly.
Bro, I
Monopoly
think-
Star Wars.
I think we gotta.
we
throw
do
it
have
back.
Monopoly Golden Girls.
No.
Yeah, we do.
Really? I'd be down to play that
Nice.
shit, dude. Yeah, get my Betty White on.
There you go.
I think that's a game that we should throw back to next board game night.
Monopoly.
Monopoly?
Do you have one actually?
I mean, it's dangerous.
you have it?
It's a dangerous game for more than like
Very
4
true.
people.
You just
It's also very dangerous if you're friends, because you could. It's very possible you will not be friends by the end of that game.
it's like a real
I played
game.
dirty in that game. I'm just
Oh
gonna-
yeah?
Yeah.
How do you play dirty in that game? Can you play dirty? You just,
Yeah.
don't think
With
it's just the
It sounds
game.
like he cheats.
Yeah,
No.
right.
no.
Dirty.
There's
what I'm
there's a
getting.
fine line, and I stay within that line.
Like what? Like give me an example. I haven't played Monopoly in at least 20 years.
Like
what are we talking?
hey, I'll trade you this for this, but I'll also give you a third profit of all my income, and I'll let you borrow my Xbox for a week.
There it is.
Yep.
I was like, I'm in for all that, and then
Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah,
I'll
dude, who
tell
you
you,
playing with,
it's
8-year-olds?
worth every single game.
Are you playing with 8-year-olds?
Well, no, just an example. I think I said like
Oh,
I don't remember what I said.
I'll order Pizza Hut.
Yeah, I'll write you a verse in one of your raps.
Hey, taking advantage of local rap artists, dude. Come on.
God, it's so easy though.
It's too easy.
They're a vulnerable group. But you start a new charity, man. Your local rapper. Send them this way.
SoundCloud rappers is what they're called now.
Is it SoundCloud or is it? Because it used to be Reverb Nation, right? It was like the
That's old school, man. That was like 12 years ago.
Reverb Nation Bandcamp. You remember that?
I remember
Bandcamp is still a
Bandcamp.
thing, though.
I still have a thing up
Yeah.
on Bandcamp. I
I
still
think
have
that
my
is-
page up.
I think Reverb Nation is not come and gone because it's still there, but it's like it's not as hot as it was. Obviously, SoundCloud.
SoundCloud is where it's at.
Oh, it's almost
And
Well,
Mixer.
you think of like Mixer. I've heard of Mixer. You think it's like everything's kind of been thought of, but then it's like
But one is always going to rise to the top.
yeah, but then another one comes by. Like there was Vine, and then Vine went away, and TikTok came back. What's the difference? What's the difference between Vine and
The
TikTok?
difference is
TikTok
it's two
is
different.
way worse.
Yeah.
It's so
It's
bad,
because you're
man.
older
Okay.
now, dude. Of course you're gonna say
That is
it's
very
worse.
true. It's
No.
it's so cringy.
But the thing that made Vine amazing was that everything was 7 seconds. It
Yeah,
was so
you had
fast.
to be very creative within. No, I think it was 6 seconds.
Might have been
6
6
seconds,
seconds.
yeah.
It
You
was
had to be
fast.
so creative in 6 seconds, and I think that's kind of what sparked the fire.
And all of the dumb TikTok videos I see are like 3 minutes long, and I've had.
Oh, they
I
go
don't-
that long?
Oh my god, there's no
They
limit.
can be.
They can be as long
What's
as
the
you
point?
want.
Why not on YouTube?
It's just a generation thing. That's just what it is.
It's the new. This is
You
what
go
we're
on
gonna be
TikTok and you make like cringe videos. Ugh, it's so cringy.
Well, you just said it. You go in there to make cringe videos, and then you complain that it's cringy. That's the point,
But
right?
I think that's what's like hot now. I don't know.
Cringe is hot. Cringe is in, folks. You heard it here first.
I don't think any of us are younger than 30, so we did.
Ben.
Gabby, how old are you?
31.
All right, so never mind.
Miles are a little
We need to
high.
bring a youngin in here and be like, "What the fuck is up with this TikTok?"
Little youngin. Like what are we talking about? What's the average TikTok user? Babe,
That's a good
can you look
question.
that up real quick?
Yeah, look it up,
I don't want to know the answer to this.
Why? Oh, yeah, he's on TikTok.
dude. I think I'm gonna go with like.
the average TikTok
Get
user.
your answers in.
I'm gonna say 16.
No, I'm gonna go 15.
14. I think they're youngins.
Yeah.
Because I remember when it was Vine, I was like 13, 14, maybe 15. That was like the
Damn,
end.
really?
Vine was
Vine?
early. Yeah.
Well, he
Vine
got it
was
when
like
it's
high
hot,
school.
dude. Ben's the ultimate hipster. Look at that beard, dude. Come on. He was on the Vine when it was just a sprout, you know.
Vine, really? I feel like I was like 24.
There's no way it was that late.
When
When
Well,
did Vine
I feel
come
like
out?
that has to be. a
I think
question
Vine's
to
been
ask,
gone
right?
for at least
When did
5-6
Vine?
years.
I feel like it's been longer than that.
Dude, I feel like it's been about
Damn,
7
dude, are you
years.
short or what, dude? Shit.
Well, now we're gonna find the answers, right?
Yeah.
This is
Okay,
what-
so it was founded in 2012.
Okay.
Wait,
Vine
Vine?
was?
It's launched
Oh,
in
January-
2013.
January 24th, 2013.
Yeah, so 7 years ago.
That's when it launched? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we're confused.
What?
I thought he said 13 when you were 13 or 14.
Yeah.
How old are you, Ben?
Shit.
Wait a second.
Hold up.
Hold
Hold
on.
up.
No. This should be easy math if you want to play the game.
Oh yeah, then no, that is.
Ben
No,
is not
I'm-
21
I'm
in
29.
this case? What are you... What? This was not... This was not 17 years ago.
What?
2000... Okay, we're in 2020.
Oh, God.
Okay. What?
Here's the break in my mentality. Yep, everything's wrong. Just ignore me.
Like, what?
bro. It's getting to that point.
Are you a time traveler?
Feels like it was so long ago.
Did we find the average user?
I'm trying to find him right now. I did read that 41% are between the ages of 16 and 24.
Ooh, 16.
But that's less than
That's-
half.
I mean, but that's still a pretty big chunk.
That's a big chunk. Dude.
I said 15.
That's
Pen
prime.
support.
That's prime. 16 to 24. Those are lifelong
those
users.
are young adults.
Lifelong users.
It's so weird because I couldn't picture... It's so weird having access to the internet and things like that at that age.
Oh my god, dude.
2019 downloads boost came from Asia, more specifically India.
I don't know what that's supposed to tell me.
It's just
Population means something.
geographically where they were being downloaded from. Average time, TikTok goes international. 9 out of 10 TikTok users use the app multiple times a day. Let's see.
Nothing.
So I went from Facebook to Instagram
For what?
to Snapchat to TikTok.
What do you mean?
Social media.
You forget
Platforms.
about MySpace? Yeah.
Oh,
MySpace was my jam.
MySpace.
So
was
it
so
had
good.
to be AOL chat
So
rooms.
this is about
Oh,
TikTok.
God.
Ready?
Mine was MSN Jam.
Okay.
TikTok has 500 million active users worldwide.
500 million active users.
TikTok
Jesus.
app has been downloaded over 1.5 billion times on the
1.5
Apple
billion.
Store and Google Play Store.
So hold on,
Holy crap.
1.5 billion has been downloaded, but there's 500 million.
500 million users, and it's been
Damn, that's pretty good
1.5
retention.
billion
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
It's
good.
ranked as
retention.
the top most downloaded app in Apple's iOS store in quarter one of 2019 with more than 33 million downloads.
33 million new
41%
downloads.
of TikTok's users are aged between 16 and 24.
41%, 16, 24.
TikTok's usage by country, 467 million came from India.
Damn.
China followed, and then US is behind it. Average time spent daily on TikTok is 52 minutes.
Okay.
That's a long
That's
time.
a long ass time. Holy shit.
TikTok
That's
is
3
available
shits.
in 155 countries. TikTok users are active 68% of the time. They watch someone else's videos, and 55% of it was 55% they uploaded their own videos. 26.5
I gotta hit the
out
watering
of the
hole.
500 million monthly active users are from the U.S. And TikTok average number of viewed videos on TikTok is 1.1 billion. But I don't even know what the fuck TikTok is. Like, I've never seen it before.
You have Instagram video.
I have Instagram.
It's the same thing.
It's the same.
It's literally the same thing.
It's just a different name.
Exactly. Same thing with Snapchat. It's all the same shit.
I never got on that Snapchat boat.
I did a long time ago for like a couple days, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, you're sending me a message. Just text me. Why is it disappearing? I don't even know what the fuck you said.
Yep, it's gone.
It was... I don't even know why that blew up. Oh.
I mean, it's still a thing. Snapchat is still super popular.
It's just like... Well, just text me. I don't get it.
I mean,
it's weird.
For me, I don't really dig the social media thing in general. I use Facebook and I have an Instagram, and I really just use it for news and memes. That's literally
So
all
for
Facebook
a while,
is.
I was very intrigued by social media and like the rise and like what brought people to social media and stuff like that. Now it's just like, I don't even really care. But it is quite interesting just how that happens.
Yeah, it
like-
just evolves.
Hmm?
It evolved.
We just want to be connected. That's all it is.
Yeah. And we want new things, which is why I went from Instagram to Snapchat to TikTok when it's all the same thing. We're just looking
Fair.
for something new.
Yeah, the new hot commodity.
Right.
A new avenue to basically do the same shit. But that's kind of like...
But it also has something to do with what do you call it? The power of suggestion, I guess. if all three of us were like, dude, Gabby, you gotta download this app, she's gonna download and start using it.
Yeah. Well, and I was thinking of like, Twitch, why Twitch takes off when YouTube's available.
Twitch blows my fucking
Well,
mind.
Twitch was way before YouTube Live.
Yeah. Twitch was...
Oh, really?
Well,
Yeah,
it was
Twitch
something
goes
else.
back.
It was something else before Twitch too.
Okay. Yeah, but it's like, why
Jack
does that...
TV or something. John
Ooh,
TV.
That sounds
People
familiar.
were doing Stickam back in the day.
Stickam. Oh, I don't remember that.
That's all. You don't remember Stickam?
No.
Holy shit.
Nah.
That was old school.
You gonna teach us a lesson or what?
Ooh, that was like the first, like, it was like the first thing that went, like, so think of chat rooms, but video.
So Omegle.
Is that
the one where all
fuck
the
Omegle
the
is?
dick ones
That's
are?
exactly
Oh,
what
God.
that is.
It was before all that got popularized, I
ASM
guess.
baby.
ASM. What's that other one like Omegle?
Chat roulette?
Oh,
Yeah,
Chat Roulette's another
Chat
one.
Roulette.
Yeah.
That's another weird one. Weird stuff happens there, man.
Oh, I bet. It's part of the internet I don't want to
Yeah.
be involved in.
Unregulated, unmonitored, like...
Speaking of unregulated, I actually just listened to a podcast about like the deep web and the dark web.
It's a fun topic.
You're not in
That is
jail?
a very fun topic.
And you're not in jail? I am not at all familiar with the deep
it's
or the
not
dark
all
web.
illegal shit, which is what I learned on the podcast.
Really?
Yeah,
So, okay.
you should listen to it.
What's a good portion of the services rendered or the activity?
So a lot of it is used for people that don't want to be tracked.
I can see a good application. Somebody in a country where their internet is regulated.
Yep.
They talked about that too.
Well,
I can see that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They also there's also a statistic where it's like 0.04% of what's out there on the internet is
what's
on
shown
the
to you.
surface internet. So we're talking like Google, stuff like that.
Sure.
You go into the deep web or the dark web, I think it's the deep web, then that's all 100% of it. And only 0.04 of that is on the surface web.
What?
It's wild.
That's crazy.
That is crazy because you think about what is out there available to you right this fucking
Yeah.
second, and it's less than 1%.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
it's
less than
not,
half a percent.
yeah.
Thanks for that
That's
correction.
crazy.
It's like it's interesting to hear it, and then when you really think about it, you're like, what the fuck?
How much information could really be out there?
Yeah. It's,
And
it's
how
a
many?
lot.
How much of that information that's out there not available to us is still just cats?
Just cats.
Fucking cats.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, the deep web is like is basically the same thing as what I said, but the dark web is the portion of the deep web that's like illegal shit.
I got you.
So
Okay.
obviously
Sure.
you've got like the child porn and like all like the weird, I don't know, whatever else.
Man, we lived right in the deep end with that one.
Well, they say that's what it's commonly used for, the dark web.
Yeah.
But also, like, if you want to hire like hitman to kill people, like that's where you would find it. It's wild.
Can you send
Not
me-
on Backpage anymore. What's that?
I said, can you send me the link?
How do I
For
access
science
this?
purposes.
It's probably Nate.
I'm asking for a
I
friend. How
am
do I get
the
in?
hitman.
Nate shows up. There's little eye holes cut into this beanie, dude. He just pulls it over.
Oh man.
And next thing you know, you're dead.
So yeah, that's an interesting topic. You guys should listen to
Super.
it. It's a cool.
What was
podcast. So it's a podcast called Stuff You Should Know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Christian used to talk about that one, right?
I have no idea.
No? I think he would always talk to me about that stuff you should know.
It's
What is
they've got a
podcast?
ton of good shit on there, but that's just the most recent one that I listened to a couple days ago.
That is too cool. Well, was it like a long podcast? Is it?
Yeah, each one's about an hour.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, so you got some time to
Mhm.
Yeah, I
dig in.
take it in.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
for road trips. Every time me and Anna take a road trip, it's always podcast.
I can't bring myself to listen. I mean, I'm far behind on Rogan's, but it's like if a podcast isn't at least an hour, I'm just kind of like, I want to listen to something else.
Well, it's hard when you have like a 10 or a 15 minute commute,
Exactly,
right?
and that's my thing. It's like I go to
Well,
work, I'm there in
my
15
commute
minutes.
is. Yeah, that's my commute.
So that's what he's saying. It's like hard,
yeah, so it's hard to listen to an hour long.
right? When you
an
don't
hour
really
long.
have that kind of time in the car.
I do
Yeah,
it
you have
in
to
one
break it up
given-
over like 3 days.
Yeah, I do. I do that.
Do you? See, I can't do that.
Well,
I gotta
the,
do one whole
I have
thing.
the Bluetooth earphones. Like I'll have that on whenever I have any sort of downtime where I'm not, interacting with people or reading. Like I'll have it in. But yeah. It's a lot of times like the longest one the longest I'll go is probably like a good like 4 or 5 days trying to consume one podcast episode.
I've done that once.
But those are usually the ones that are like 2.5, almost 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's why mine is set up the way it's set up. Like it's just like let's roll.
I could do that if the topic is very interesting. Like I did that once, and they were talking. It was the same thing, stuff and they were talking about like the history of music and how like like before, like how you had to buy music before music was recorded. You actually had to buy sheet music. That's how you listened to music. You had to buy sheet music. And you had to have somebody play it for you when you're at home.
Yep.
It's weird. That's how you bought music.
Well, isn't it even crazier that Beethoven, right?
Beethoven is a composer.
If that's what you're talking about,
yeah.
He was deaf. Isn't it Beethoven? Or is it it's Bach? I'm pretty sure it's one of those.
Was that either Beethoven or Mozart? And I'm failing right now.
Might be Mozart. Babe. Beethoven. Boom, there you go. Beethoven, the dog.
My high school self would be so disappointed in me for not getting that.
Your high school sub?
My high school self?
Oh, self. I think you said sub.
I was like very into classical music then.
Dude? Yeah, what's up?
my high school teacher would be so disappointed.
No, I thought you said sub, like substitute teacher. I was all, damn, dude.
She was that good to remember.
Earning them credits. Yeah, Beethoven. That dude wrote the fucking classical pieces, and he was deaf.
I don't think he was born deaf though.
No, he went deaf over his life.
Yeah.
Oh, he wasn't born deaf.
So you can kind of get a slight grasp of how it sounds. It also helps because you can feel the vibrations.
That's true.
That's how he wrote a bunch of his symphonies.
Yeah.
He felt the keys in the piano.
Mm-hmm.
And he felt the vibrations from it.
Damn. All right. I'm kind of removes a little bit of that magic. No, it's still fucking crazy.
I mean, it's still crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I think with time and dedication, I think you can do it.
Time and dedication.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Dude.
And he was smart enough to know like which keys harmonize with which just by the vibrations.
So he was born in 1770 and was introduced to music at a young age by his father,
70s
who
kid.
was a piano and violin teacher, as well as a talented tenor. Young Beethoven.
Wait, a talented tenor? That means that he had a high pitched voice.
Maybe, I don't know what this means. Young
A
Beethoven
higher
was
male
considered
voice,
a
yeah.
child prodigy when it came to music and performed his first public concert in his hometown when he was
First
7.
public concert
So he
at
continued
7.
his musical career while learning some of his great contemporaries. He played in the court orchestra and became familiar with operas, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to find out when he started to become deaf. Starting around 1996, we have references of Beethoven mentioning in letters hearing buzzing noises. But it wouldn't be until 1801
Damn, he went too hard in the paint.
Evidence that he had been gradually going deaf.
So he gradually went deaf.
Beethoven wrote to his physician stating, "For the last 3 years, my hearing has grown steadily weaker. I can give you some idea of this peculiar deafness when I must tell you that in the theater, I have to get very close to the orchestra to understand the performers, and that from a distance I do not hear the high notes of the instruments and the singers' voices. Sometimes too, I hardly hear people when speaking softly. The sound I can hear, it is true, but not the words, and yet if anyone shouts, I can't bear it." The exact cause of Beethoven's deafness is unknown. Theories have ranged from syphilis to the composer's habit of dunking his head into cold water whenever he was tired, among many others. So syphilis. It was later in his life when he became deaf.
It's always syphilis, dude.
I wonder how long it took him to realize, like, I think I'm becoming fucking deaf. Like, how many incidents did it have to happen to be like, okay, I think something's going on here?
So he was roughly around 30.
Especially in the span of 3 years, like that was
That's a long
slow. That's a slow process. So
Yeah.
it had to have been like what, maybe 9 months? So he was like, okay, maybe something's going on.
I don't know, dude.
Because it also said he stopped being able to register high notes and stuff.
High
like
notes,
that too.
and then if people would
Something that slow.
whisper, yeah, if you whispered, he couldn't understand either. But what would you rather lack? Hearing or vision?
See, that's tough.
Why so?
You asking musicians this?
Asking musicians.
Yep. And I've had that question posed to me too, and they're like, "Well, you're a musician, right?" Which we actually had this conversation. I really don't consider myself a musician, but you would say it's like, "Oh, hearing, right? You want to listen," but I would almost feel like if I couldn't see, I think I would find that more of a hindrance or.
I feel like that too.
Yeah.
But then it's like, dude, if you're deaf and you're like, man, I really want to listen to some fucking.
But you can feel
Boys in the
you
Hood?
can feel the waves. Maybe you can feel it.
Yeah. I don't think I could go without hearing. I think I would rather not be able to see. Because I feel like I personally have I have a pretty good memory of like learning where things are, and I feel like I have a pretty decent friend and family base that I could rely on if I needed to.
Yeah.
Hearing is something I couldn't do without.
Yeah, plus things can be described to you.
Yeah.
So
Oh, man.
if you hearing, I mean,
Would make the strip club really awkward.
yeah, I think I might go with. I think I would rather lack vision.
Damn.
It's a tough call though.
Well, you do lack vision, mate.
Like, like if I had to choose like now, that's probably what I'd do.
Ooh.
I mean, I already can't really see very well, so I'm not really losing that
come
much.
on. He's biased.
He's biased.
He's biased. You've seen that coming. Well, he didn't. But we saw. He saw it coming.
Said it before me.
Yeah, you trying to? Can't get one past me, man.
Yeah.
No sirree, baba. How do we get onto classical music though? What are we talking about?
Because I was saying how back then people had to buy music.
And
In
have
order to
somebody
buy
play it for
music, you had to buy the sheet music and have someone play for you.
Damn, dude, you had to. Be
Which would suck because what if that song sucked? You know what I mean? Like, I just spent this fucking money. You know what I mean?
That's why
What if
only
you
the
hated
good
us?
stuff made it.
shit, dude.
Yeah.
They weeded
Yeah.
out that bad shit real fast.
And like, soon as the fucking song starts, and you're like, I'm gonna need a lot more whiskey. Bring that shit in. Yeah,
Oh,
fucking
man.
drink. You're like, yeah, there it is.
They're also saying how, like, obviously being a musician back then was so much more valuable because people would hire you to come in and play.
Well, yeah,
their
and then
music.
if you could write a song about the hero or the the king, the knight, that would just elevate that person to an even higher status. So yeah, you kind of got your way in. Not like what's the jester? I guess is what it's called, right?
Like a court jester?
Yeah, court jester. That's obviously a little bit different. Not a little bit
Like
different.
an entertainer?
A lot
I
of
feel like
different.
that's very different.
What would it take to be a fucking court jester? Do you
I don't know.
think? You think he got chosen, or did people eventually like
I mean, I
seek
feel like
out that position?
I feel like it'd be in any other position. Like it's like being a musician, I guess. Like you're good at, or you play music. I don't want to say you're good at what you do. People look for somebody to play music, and it just kind of happens that way. I don't think it happened one way or another.
I don't know, because
There were still entertainers back then.
Yeah,
It
but
wasn't like
a court jester is almost like a fool. Like I could see that person like getting like spit on by royalty, obviously like shamed a bit. So
I feel like that was definitely a poverty role.
Yeah,
Like it was someone trying to make something of nothing.
yeah. So you think
I can see that.
I can't imagine someone would go out seeking that.
like saying I'm gonna be the best jester, but like maybe seen as that, like maybe even
I don't know.
I guess a place to kind of even get into like the castle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you do one thing wrong and then you're just cast out anyway.
well, yeah.
I feel like some people are just kind of born to want to entertain people, whether
I definitely think that's
whether
true.
what class you're in.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. You get the class clown.
But
you
I
get-
could see it being frowned upon or like looked down for that kind of position.
Well, who was it was somebody on Rogan's podcast, and he was a Middle Eastern cat, and stand-up comic. He was getting into that. He has like a lot of funny skits. Sketches, bits like that he films. Anwar, I think is his last name or something like that. But his he's getting a little bit more recognized. He's getting bigger shows, but his parents are like super like traditional and strict, Middle Eastern, I think Muslim, and he's like, but I'm performing now, and all these people are coming to see me perform, and even though like this guy's getting paid and selling out and stuff, and people are coming to see him perform, they were still like, yeah, but you're performing for them. Like you should be the guy sitting there saying, hey, perform for me. Like
right.
They just had an opposite view of that. Whereas like here, you're like, well, I want to be famous. I want to make people laugh. I want to play music for people. I want to be huge. I want to be recognized. Like they're like, in their mind, the idea of success is no, you go out and you are at the ability where you pay somebody to entertain you.
Right.
Like obviously going down the path that everybody says, doctor, lawyer, engineer, that type of stuff. But I was like, wow, like they still like he's doing well in the career path he's taken, and they were like, no, like they'll never, I guess the way he was kind of painting is like they'll never kind of see it in him that he's kind of made something of himself, because he's the entertainer lifestyle where it's like you're having to do stuff to please other people.
I feel like it's also a cultural.
It's super culture, of course. But I was just like, whoa, never thought of that, because it's like they do have some sort of a point where they're like, you're still having, not that you're held to, what these people want, their desires and needs, but you kind of are.
I mean, you're still playing to an audience.
Yeah.
You still have to read. You have to read your crowd just like any other entertainment industry, whether it's comedy, whether it's music. You still have to play to the people that are listening to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agreed. I think I don't even think it's the same as being a musician. So I feel like being a musician would be almost looked down upon. I think that comes with age. Because like you're out of high school, you get a girlfriend, she's like, what do you do? Oh, I'm a musician. Oh
that's
yeah,
hot.
hell yeah. You turn 23, all of a sudden you tell a girl you're a musician? No, great. That's not looking good for you, buddy, if you say you're a musician after 23.
And then it's like, well, okay. And then they're like, okay, well, what do you do? Like, what instrument?
Right.
What instrument? Or
what's your real gig?
Right.
Yeah, that for sure happened. It's the life of trying to go down the entertainment. Yeah,
entertainment stuff.
It's not like anything's guaranteed. It's not like if you go into, get your doctor, become a doctor, like you're going to be the best doctor, but it's a guaranteed. You're like, hey, if you become a doctor, there's a need for that. You can probably have X amount of patients a week, a month or whatnot. And then, it's steady and it's a respected position versus an entertainer. It's like, man, you're kind of just floating, in the wind, flapping in the wind, hoping that you stay hot, that relatable, that people want to see you.
Yeah.
So there's that difference. That's for sure scary, man. It's like being single in like your late 30s. It's like being single with no kids. It's like either you're gonna be a stepdad or you're
Kind of tiptoeing the line there. Where you going?
Was a little pointed.
Yeah. Who are you saying? What are you saying? You? Who?
No.
Wait, me?
Don't worry about it.
I ain't calling anybody
Gabby?
out.
No.
You got little corgis.
Got little puppies.
Do you have a corgi?
I got a dachshund and a Chihuahua mix.
Dachshund and Chihuahua. Why did I think you had a corgi? Who had a corgi? I know.
Corgis are cute dogs.
I could see you having a corgi.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it,
We've talked about it a bunch.
I feel like corgis fit you more than anything.
Yeah.
With that little fluffy butt.
Yeah.
The poofer. Maybe for Christmas, Ben, if you're a good boy.
Oh, God.
We can do it. But no cats, huh?
No cats.
Why is that?
Fuck cats. I hate
Fuck
cats.
cats.
I hate cats so
Really?
much.
They're just
What's
not
going
fun.
on here?
They're not fun
I would
animals.
rather have a dog over a cat any day.
For sure.
Cats,
I like
at
cats.
least dogs are loyal.
Cats are assholes, man.
They are.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm gonna sit here and defend cats. Nah. Ain't nobody defending cats.
My wife's family grew up with cats, and they were just not friendly. My sister has cats; they're not friendly. I've had bad experiences with cats.
Yeah, fuck cats.
It's their perspective. Have you seen that meme where it's like a dog is like thinking, it's like, wow, this person does everything for me, they must be God. And then a cat looks same situation, it's like, wow, this person does everything for me, I must be God. It's exactly how a cat fucking operates.
Exactly.
Well, how long would you have to be dead before a cat started eating you? And a dog, I don't know if a dog would eat you.
What? Cats eat dead people?
Yeah, dude.
What?
Start eating your face. Well, after you haven't fed them in fucking 3 years. Or 3 years.
3 years. That is one.
So your
crazy
corpse
cat.
is rotting for 3 years.
And that cat is still alive, locked in your house.
I think there are bigger problems here.
I meant 3 U.S. days. No, because cats are carnivores, man. Like, they have to eat meat. They have to hunt. That's why
I feel like it would be a couple days.
Yeah, I would say at least 3 days. No more than 5 before.
See, but a dog wouldn't.
Would it?
Dog wouldn't eat you.
I don't think so.
No?
Hell no. They respect the human species.
We have a contract.
Yeah. All right, sign this.
So it's just a little paw handprint. And we went out and threw a frisbee back and forth. You can't throw back and forth with the dog.
I mean, fetch is like back and forth.
Yeah.
No, but when you say threw it back and forth, that's the dog somehow grew an opposable thumb and was able to swing.
Grabs in his mouth, jumps up, and just swings.
Ah, well, yeah, there's those Air Bud fucking movies, yeah.
Air Bud. Golden Retrievers.
Yeah, I'd like to get a dog soon, man. We just been renting this place for like the last 5 years, about 4 years longer than we intended, and they don't allow pets, but it's like I would love to have a dog for sure.
Your kids are the right age too.
Yeah, where they can kind of like care for it and maybe grow up with the dog, and then
don't get small dogs though.
It dies when they're 12, and we have that talk. We have the talk we've had with their fish and their iguana.
It's not the same.
What's not the same?
Watching a dog or a cat pass away. Mm-hmm. It's not the same as a lizard or a bird,
soulless
or
lizard. Is
fish.
that what you're saying? Are you saying lizards don't have souls?
You get connected in a different way.
Yeah.
When you have an animal that's jumping up on your lap that you're petting on a daily basis, that's different than an iguana that sits in a cage. That just stays there in a warm light and just kind of waits for the next cricket meal.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, because they're cold-blooded, so wouldn't they need to like be next to you to stay warm, or is our body not produce enough heat?
I mean, yeah.
I'm just thinking of like a new mom. A what?
Iguanas are cold-blooded.
Are
Yeah.
they?
Yeah.
It's a reptile.
All reptiles. Like, that skin-to-skin contact, like, bare-chested, he's holding your iguana. Would that wouldn't be enough to keep them comfortable?
I mean, I feel like that would be enough to keep them comfortable, but you can't do that all day, I guess.
Why not? Would you be a weirdo if you did?
Yes.
To me.
I'll say it.
Maybe not to the person that's cuddling their iguana. That wouldn't be weird, but to me, it's weird, I guess.
It's weird.
I guess.
Maybe
I'll cancel my iguana order.
Maybe it's just like a mammal thing. I feel like that's more of a you can cuddle a dog, you can cuddle a cat. I can't imagine cuddling an iguana.
You cannot cuddle a cat.
Well,
You can.
No.
For like
They won't let you.
half a second.
Like-
you've got half a second.
That's all Nate needs.
Fuck cats, dude.
Yeah.
Would not catch me doing that.
Oh, I got a fucking cut one time. I was saying that my girlfriend at the time, and she had a cat, and it would like to climb like on the fucking shelves in the head post right behind the bed, and it must have been like 2 a.m. And all I hear is something getting knocked over, and then she goes, "What the fuck?" And I go, "What?" And the cat's all, "Row," and it falls on my face. It fucking cuts my lip open, dude. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? Like, get up, like, who's in here? And the cat runs out of the room and fucking knocked
Well, your
like
first mistake is you had a girlfriend with a cat.
Yeah, well, you know.
I'm sure there were other reasons.
I was the other cat.
Yeah, the other cat. It did it in. No, that was one of my last experiences with the cat. So I still like cats though. So let's say I don't.
I like cat memes. I like cat pictures. I like
think I
funny
said
cat
cat.
I mean, if you had a fucking
stories.
jaguar,
I was
it'd be
gonna.
different.
I thought he was gonna say cat meat. I was like, oh, man.
Ooh, no,
Cat meat.
No,
that's no.
never had it. I'm sure I've
Have
had
you?
it. I'm sure we've
Yeah,
had
I was
it.
like,
Come on.
wait,
well.
have you?
You're in New York, dude. Come on,
That's
New York,
fair.
a Chinese.
That is very true.
There's a very good chance that I've had it and not known about it. I would not knowingly eat cat.
Is that because you don't think they taste good, or is this like a different stance you're trying to take?
I mean, I feel it's the same. Cats are pets. I wouldn't eat a pet. Cats aren't farmed. Neither are dogs.
What
true.
if you're the dude in the 126 hours?
Okay, well that's different. That's a survival thing.
And there's a perfectly good steak right next to you, but then there's this cat that you can like try. Nobody's gonna judge you for it.
So here's the question.
Because they're
though.
not gonna know when you ate the steak.
Well, if it's a cat, I don't give a
But
fuck.
okay, no. Let's play this out, right? Okay, we've got a steak. Is it cooked? Is it raw? How is the steak cooked?
Oh, you're gonna go to
How
Bro,
did the steak get cooked? First of all,
How
okay?
did the steak get
If
cooked?
we're going that deep,
We got
Let's
salt and
see.
pepper. We got a little bit of cayenne.
all right, one. You made the
medium
scenario.
rare.
Let's go.
We
Steak-
grilled. We pan seared.
the steak is raw.
Steak is raw.
Raw steak.
Is it
okay.
a full cat or is it like a cat steak? Or is it like a cat leg? What are we talking here?
full grown?
It's a cat. They ate the rest of the food that was around the steak, so it's nice and plump.
But it's still just a cat.
So, but it's like
Is
it's like suffocating on
It's
its
still
own. Like,
alive?
it ate too much. Yeah, it's still suffocating.
I mean, this is still a tough sell for that cat.
Oh, and you named it Garfield. And now it has a name.
I mean, either way, you're getting
So
sick.
Ben, are you gonna eat?
So it doesn't matter at this
No.
point.
So Ben, are you gonna eat that pussy?
That was quite the lead up.
It was a good zinger.
So cunnilingus, what's your guys' favorite technique?
Oh, hey, Gabby.
Hey, what's up? Hey, what's the most popular cunnilingus technique? Is it what was that one from American Pie? Was it like the Twister or something like that?
Oh God, I haven't seen that movie in 15
Come
years.
on, pull it up. American Pie, Ben.
We're just gonna pull it up right now.
Throw that shit up.
What are you thinking for? I don't have the
Got that
remote.
Chromecast,
Right.
No. Where do we go from here?
It's just taking some turns.
7 hours.
Did I say, is it 127 or 126? I said 126.
It's 127.
Is it 127?
Pretty sure.
Well, that last hour, Ben, you ate the
Yep.
cat, all right?
I must have eaten the cat.
cat.
Why would you make more work for yourself? Just eat the steak. You're getting sick anyways.
Well,
The steak wouldn't get you sick.
Wait, is this a hairless cat?
hold on.
No, it was a cat.
Oh, like a fully like with fur and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, the steak's the answer.
Yeah, steak is the
This
answer.
is still a really hard sell. I feel like I would take the fur off of the cat. I would like skin it or something, and I would start a fire to cook the steak. That's really what would happen.
I'd say that's fair, but where would you get stuff to start a fire?
The fur? Oh, I mean, are you talking like
Bro,
flint and
it's
steel?
127 hours. He's already going crazy.
But he's
So he's
We've played this pretty far already.
Yeah.
I feel
but
like
he's stuck. I mean, I don't think he has
no.
flint and steel.
In his mind, he's grilling. In his mind,
In his mind, he got it mixed up. He's actually cooking the cat and thinks it's a steak.
really it's just a rock.
and Gordon Ramsay's over his shoulder saying his fucking shit. Yo, shit, man. And then he breaks his teeth. He breaks his jaw trying to chew up a fucking rock, and
The credits roll.
he's found 2 weeks later, and the cat ate him. Bro, I told you,
Plot twist.
the cat will eat you.
Cat would totally eat you.
Directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah. Full of twists. Yeah. You guys got high on cat urine before?
Have you?
No, we're just on cats now.
Yeah, just asking
I'm just asking crazy
the
shit.
question.
No.
Cat urine?
Cat urine.
What about it?
Have you gotten high?
How are we talking about cats?
Cat urine.
Fuck cats.
I don't know. We're just on cats, man. I'm just trying to keep this going.
So.
No. All right.
No, all right,
Change it.
cool. Yeah,
Let's
there
go.
you go.
Nah, fuck cats.
Yeah. So I was
I'm telling you, he brought us together for a reason.
There has
There's
to be a
something.
reason.
okay.
He's
no,
waiting.
there's no reason. All right, here's a question. You ready?
Yeah.
Would you?
Ooh. Betty White. What?
Betty White.
I mean, obviously.
Obvi.
Would you Betty White though?
What do you mean?
Would you Betty White?
How could you not?
How many times?
That's a legend right
How
there.
many times?
I mean, like now, like right this second.
Sure.
Oh, I don't know, dude. I took her out for a nice slice of pie. Feel like she's like,
It's a
She's like
rhubarb
super
pie.
mean, like very mean.
oh, that
I
turned me
don't
on.
believe that at all.
No, that turned me on.
Well, I bet Betty
old,
White is
old
the.
mean lady.
She
Yeah.
has to be the nicest person you'll ever meet.
You think
She,
I think so.
I'm
To be that
sure.
popular for that long.
Yeah, that's very true. Is she the last golden girl?
Yeah.
Didn't she
How
just
old
turn
is
like
she?
92 or something?
How old
don't
is
know.
she right now?
She just had her birthday.
Pull that shit up,
I'm
Nader.
pulling up. No, wait. I feel like 92. Really? I
So
feel like
Golden
that's
Girls
young.
was what, 85 to 92? What are we talking about?
Seems about right.
98.
Oh,
Damn.
Yeah, 98.
yeah. Still no regrets.
Yeah,
I'd do it.
January 17th. You're right.
Google if there's any bets. on,
Okay, let's pull up the deep
Hold
web.
on.
that deep web you talking about?
Incognito mode,
Yeah.
deep web.
Betty White death bets.
What's that?
Betty
Deadpool?
White, I love you.
Oh my
Deadpool,
god!
right?
I'm sure
Deadpool?
there's weird bets like that on the
No,
deep
come
web.
on, dude. People,
Oh my
people
god!
gamble for any fucking reason, dude.
They do.
I'm sure there's people gambling on like one day the sun's gonna rise on the west, dude. You never know, bro. They're gonna get a mad payout, though. I'll tell you what. That sun comes up. No, but what were you gonna say though? You said, "Would you?" That's all he said.
Why are we here, Nate?
And then you said, "Would you?" And then I
Well,
said, "Betty White."
I believe we are here to fulfill our destiny in life.
Okay, so are we gonna talk about how we're living in a simulation? Is that what we're doing now?
Oh, The Sims.
Sims.
The Sims theory. So there used to be a TV show. I don't remember what it was called, but Morgan Freeman narrated
Makes
it.
everything better.
Yeah, exactly. So you're not gonna not watch it if Morgan Freeman isn't narrating it. So there were three theories. So there's the Sim theory, and then there was the theory of obviously a higher being, and then there's the theory of like
I feel like those
The
two
Big
sort of
Bang
fall
thing.
together.
which one?
I feel like a higher being in a simulation theory kind of fall together.
They'd have to.
Well, two different. So I guess it's an almost a literal translation that somebody is controlling us in an almost exact sim.
sure.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
I mean, when you think about the factors of infinity, like there has to be there's a possibility where there's at least a few different versions that are in a sim, because you just think the law of probability, like how many billions of galaxies are there, and then how many billions of stars are within those,
Right.
and then billions of planets around those, stars, like, and eventually it would lead us,
Right.
it would lead to happen.
The law of probability is never zero.
Yeah, it has to be out there, so at least there has to be somebody on that timeline in a simulation? And would that bring any less value to our life here now if we found out, or not even if we find out, but if we're living to accept that theory that we might be living in a simulation? Does that take away from anything? I don't think it does.
I don't think it does at all. I
It's
think
that
even
shallow-mindedness.
I think it depends on your personality.
Well,
if you let it consume you, you know what I mean?
even if we are serving some greater goal of some greater simulation, we still have our own lives to live. We still have we still have our part to play in that simulation.
Right. Yeah.
And we are still valid in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Yeah, I think
how I see it.
in general, it doesn't change anything at all.
Yeah, well, it's just that simple minded.
But people crave
thinking.
to know what is it really, you know?
Oh, for sure. We want to learn. We want to know the what, the why, the details. That's why, reality TV shows and gossip magazines and all that shit are so high, because we want to know the dirty, grimy details, the behind the scenes, like that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't get more behind the scenes than where we came from.
You talking about? Are you picturing your parents having sex? What's going on here? Damn.
Have you ever actually tried to think about what?
Here we go.
Hey,
All right.
Buckle up.
Story time.
No, have you ever actually tried to think about eternity?
No.
It's weird. Like
The fact that we're
your brain cannot comprehend it. Like thinking about
the fact that we're so
if
grossly.
there was never a beginning and there would never be an end. That shit'll blow your mind.
Yep, we're
like
so
if you really
insignificant.
think about it. If you try, every time I try to sit down, I'm like, all right, fuck this. I got to get up and do something because you just can't comprehend it. It's weird.
Punch yourself in the dick. You're like, yeah, something. No, I can't say I have contemplated eternity.
Yeah, the fact that none of this really means anything.
And, well, none of that. Just in a literal eternity. If there was no beginning, try and think about that. It's weird. You can't think about it.
You can't.
You can't comprehend it. Weird.
Eternity. So, simulation, yes or no?
Definitely not simulation for me.
Nah.
I think it's definitely valid. I think in order to prove something like that, there's a whole lot more that we need to find out.
Sure.
I definitely think it's possible.
I just think it's interesting that it's based off of something that we created. Unless it was the person that is doing the simulation that created it. Ooh.
So it's kind of weird that we're talking about this, because I've been thinking about this pretty in depth in the past few days, and I think that we as a planet, as a society, as a universe, I think are serving some greater purpose to study something that is so much greater than us.
Cool.
Just like we use simulations, even something as simple as The Sims, the game, we use that to portray people's lives. We use simulations to study diseases here today. I think we as what we have is real, but we're using this to prove something greater than us.
That's cool.
And it's kind of crazy to think about something like that we don't even know what we might be testing, what we might be proving.
Yeah, where that's going to go to next.
Yeah.
Like Facebook started off as a page on who do you think is cuter, who do you think is hotter,
Exactly.
and now it just runs literally everything.
Yeah.
It's like it runs itself. And if
Just
that's
stretch.
the case, then I guess that would mean that there's no failure.
This is what it is.
Yeah.
There is no winning or losing. We're proving a point.
Are we being controlled?
I don't think so. I think we are in control of our own actions, because on that same theory, we're trying to prove something greater than us, right? So our choices need to be our own.
So you're saying we're trying to prove something?
Prove something either correct or not.
Interesting.
We're proving a hypothesis of something beyond us.
Ooh, that's an interesting theory.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
We are pawns.
Well, are we who I don't know who has this term or saying, but that the human race is the reproductive organs or the sexual organs of artificial intelligence, basically, computers, whatnot. That us doing what we're doing, trying to understand the world around us, trying to, create simulations so we can figure out this shit, and then elevating technology as much as it has, come to, and where it's just going to go from here to the point where maybe we can take our consciousness and put it into some sort of hard drive and then not be tied down to our, lifespan. What's the average lifespan? 75 years, 85. I think it's up to like the 80s nowadays. But now you could live, 200, 300, 400 years. Who knows how long you could live to? Yeah. Like I think that's kind of like what you would be getting at, where it's like, you don't know what it's going to open up next, and maybe we just are just the sexual organs of artificial intelligence until it comes into fruition.
We're just making the next path.
Yeah.
What also fucked me up in the past few days is, like, imagine we're going down the simulation path. Just imagine we're some greater being's video game, and the win condition for their game is for us to get to Mars. Like, once we put a person on Mars, everything ends.
But so let's say
like, how sucky would
if
that be?
Is the thing, or let's say if we are in a simulation and there is an end goal, right? What happens to when we reach the end goal? Is everything just disappear?
I don't think that's a question we can answer.
But I mean, neither is the whole question of where we came from, really.
Sure.
You can't answer that.
I mean, you can.
What do you mean?
I mean, we're theorizing here, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, answer that and saying, like, give a definitive, like, this is what I know, because we don't know shit.
Well, sure, but even if we go down that path, we can't even necessarily trust history either, right? Because all we really experience is what we have in our lives.
And
I think history on Earth is pretty. I mean, since Scribes, I feel like has been pretty. As accurate, I guess.
No, people change that shit all the time, man.
I think it can be misinterpreted, but I feel like
misinterpreted is huge. That's a good one where people can think that there's maybe malice in the way it was translated, but it's
right. But there are people who have lived through that, so it's like I can see if somebody scribed something and then like civilization just ceased to exist, and then somebody 100 years later found that scribe, then that I could see that happening. But it's like there's it's like people have been. Like, I don't think there's a way to misinterpret it. People are like, no, it's this, There's
a way to misinterpret everything.
Well, history is written by the winners, no matter what. So even if something did happen differently in the past, we'll never know about it.
In essence. The whole truth.
Yeah, the whole truth, for sure.
Well, it's hard to know the whole truth about fucking anything, dude. Like... You think about growing up and you remember, living through a certain phase in your life one way, and then you talk to somebody else that maybe was a little bit older than you, or, somebody else in the family is like, nah, I didn't go down like that, or that's not how it was, and it's like, oh, shit.
Yep.
How did I get that so wrong?
So then this begs the question, aliens.
Aliens exist, whether they visited us or not.
I agree.
Aliens. There are other things out there. Outside of Earth.
They have to.
I think that's one thing I can confidently say I have no idea. I can argue literally both sides. Very ambivalent on it.
So I think this is a statistics problem here. I think there has to, if the universe is truly endless, there has to be some form of other, maybe not biological beings, but there has to be something with
not in our
life.
form.
There has to be something with sentience.
Sure.
My question is if they're more advanced than we are, why haven't we been contacted? That's what concerns me.
If they're more advanced than us, it's like that whole idea in Star Trek where they come across a civilization, and it's like if we come across a civilization in the Amazon, we're like, whoa, observe them from afar, but don't interfere with them.
But I feel like there's always going to be, I don't want to say people, because I guess it's not people, but like consciences that stray away from, you know what I mean? Like there's good and bad people.
Try to get involved.
Like there's good and bad people, of course.
Oh,
right?
so you're saying if that's the rule, somebody would be like, "Fuck that!
Exactly.
I'm gonna go talk to these people."
Yeah.
There's got to be one.
There had to be at least one.
I could see that, but also, have you guys heard of the Fermi paradox?
Mm-mm.
No.
Enlighten us.
Super cool, super cool. Basically, that there's 3 stages to civilization in general, and they don't quite know if we've made it past the first step, the first phase, or if we're coming up to the first phase, and that's a drop off point for a lot of civilizations in theory. That's the first phase. So either we just passed it or we're coming up on it, and we might not get past that first phase. And then there's a second phase and the third phase. Basically, the first phase is nuclear technology, that type of stuff, where you can really
Destroy civilizations.
destroy civilizations, but not necessarily just harness resources and extreme power from the planet around you to allow you to venture out. And then the second phase is where you can actually find a way to essentially build like this big structure around your home star and harness its power to power your whole civilization, whatever needs to get done. And then the next technology allows you to harness your home galaxy.
Sure.
So like it's basically those 3 phases. So they don't know if we've passed the first phase.
Got it.
Or we're coming up to it, and we might not make it past that first phase where we just kind of you're your own worst enemy at that point.
It's interesting to think, because if you get to like the last phase, how long it's been already, how much longer it would be for that.
Thousands
And for us, it feels like
of
a
years.
very long time, but like if
In the scale of the cosmos, it's nothing.
exactly. It's so weird. It's like a day.
It's a little fart of the
Yeah,
universe.
exactly. That's weird to think about, man.
It's a snooze button, dude.
They hit snooze
What?
on the human race.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's like fucking.
Nah, they can get it next year.
God hit snooze, dude. Like right before we came to, and he's about to wake up and be like, "What the fuck happened?" Oh shit!
Yeah.
Y'all, what did my simulation do last night? God damn it! What are they doing now?
That's
so
the
funny.
argument. One of like the really good videos I saw from this YouTube cat. His name is Dark Matter 2525, but he basically he wrote up like this whole like backstory to God, Yahweh, what we traditionally view as God, in like either junior high or high school age, where he's taking a course on becoming a god or something like that, or if you were God. And basically the main point of this video that kind of gets to me is like, if you are God and you're all knowing, all powerful, everywhere, all of that, right? There should be no reason why you were to make a world around us that operates as it does, where we can deduce everything via math on how it operates, and have no need to be like, well, why does that happen? Oh, there's no explanation for it other than it must be some extremely powerful being. Like, why would you create a universe that works like clockwork, that almost doesn't require your existence for it to operate, but then be like, well, you must believe in me.
Yep.
And that's like one of the main points in that video that really stuck out. And I was like, wow,
That's a good point.
like why would you do that?
Go through all that effort.
Yeah, and the one argument that I've heard is okay, so if you're that powerful of a being and an entity that's been around forever and ever, well, what are you lacking? You're lacking limits. You're lacking limitations. You're lacking. It's like playing a game on like fucking easy mode and with like all the cheat codes, like you're just fucking running through it. It's not fun. Eventually, you're just kind of like, where's the challenge? And so the argument is that we were created with those limitations, a short lifespan, all these,
For that reason.
traits that we fall short, just so he can, I guess, see how we operate.
Yeah. I mean, and if you ask like a Christian that believes in like God and stuff like that, they'll just say you can't question, right?
Yeah, they just cut you off at this point.
right? And like, so I know you know this, but so I've grown up Christian for about like 25, my entire life, right? So I've never grown up thinking like where we came from, like all this other stuff, kind of like how we're talking about now. Because I've always grown up that there is a God. You know what I mean? I went to church. I was very involved in the church. I was in like I was like a worship leader. Like I was very, very involved in the church. So like it's only been the past 2-3 years where I've been kind of being like, I don't know if that's really a thing, you know. So
Sure.
so the past few years I find this kind of conversation fun because I'm now kind of starting to spread my wings, if you will, and being like, ooh, that's that's an interesting theory, you know what I mean? So now I'm just kind of like, but that's what people will tell you if you talk to people that believe in that. Oh, well, he has a plan. No matter what it is.
Do you have a plan? Does he have a plan, or do we have free will?
No, man, don't get me started on that, dude.
So I feel like both can be true. I feel like we can have free will and he can have a plan.
Like, here's your plan that I have for you, but it's your choice to kind of...
I mean, so I'm going to take a step back and say, hey, we're doing a test, right? We're going to go back to the simulation theory again, right? We could be the outliers. Like, I think we have free will, and we could be screwing up whatever someone else has planned. We could be the dickhead screwing up test results.
We are...
Like the glitch or...
Because the whole point of a test is there is failures.
Yep.
We could be the failures.
But it's like, why wouldn't you, as the creator of that, be like, yo, whoa, hey, you guys seem to be a little bit more advanced than anticipated. You know, I'm gonna show you what you need to see to make you, believe in, my presence or my existence, or you come to that person and be like, yo. You have to accept that I exist because obviously I'm here, I'm coming to you or whatnot. Like, so why play like that whole like mystery shit? You know?
So I kind of would use the same theory that they say, kind of like you can't really question that. In the only way that if you are like all being, we would not be able to understand that kind of thing. Like in the way that I don't know. Like you can't, like you really can't. I mean, you can question it. I don't think we'd be able to understand, even if there was a reason. Correct.
You can't rationalize it in your mind because
if there was a reason, we would never know. We wouldn't be able to rationalize it. In that sense, I could see it, but I don't know. I think the whole Christian free will thing is bullshit.
Well, that whole argument. There's people that make the argument that free will doesn't exist. Like you don't have free will because you're a product of your genetics, of where you grew up, how you grew up. The big thing being the genetics, like
nature versus nurture.
Not necessarily nature versus nurture, but like your literal, like it's in your code on, you taking this route to work or you making this weird gamble. Like it's just in your code.
Sort of like fate, I guess.
Yeah.
Like this is the way your life is supposed to pan out.
Yeah, but it's basically like you don't, what you think is free will is like, no, you based on your ancestral history, your own history, like you're gonna behave in a certain way because it's just ingrained into you, and you don't really have free will.
So more of like a bigger vision. Like I have a free will to do this or this, but in the end of the day, you're gonna end up at the same place.
Yeah. It's almost like your parents, like with the kids right now. I give them two choices. I want them to do one of a certain thing.
You can either clean the dishes or pick up your toys.
Yeah, but it's like I'm gonna present it this way, and they're like, they think that they have free will. Oh, I'm gonna do this, but it's like no, they also have the option to not fucking listen to me.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
I think we do. I think that we do have a free will. We can do whatever we want. I don't think it's in the same context of like Christianity at all, because I don't think it doesn't make sense to be like, hey, you have free will, you can do whatever you want, but just so you know, if you do this, you're gonna fucking burn in hell. Right? You can follow me if you want, but if you don't, you're gonna burn in hell. It's like, okay. Thanks, I guess.
Well, I
guess
that.
I'll follow you then.
It's fucking stupid. But I think we do have a free will, and I think right now I am still kind of trying to figure that out.
Yeah,
so I
that
like the theories.
That whole idea, like when you dress up like that, what you said, like a lot of the way that religion is presented, and if you don't follow this happens, it's like if you take away
Is
the
that
fact,
really free will?
if you take away the fact that it's God saying these things, and you just say, "Hey, this is fucking Ben saying this to Julia," it's like, "Yo, Ben, you're a fucking asshole, dude."
Exactly.
You know? But it's like, but he has the safety net of, well, that's God. You know, it's it's you can do what he wants. Blah blah blah.
Have faith.
Well, I was watching Avengers Endgame recently. First time I watched it like 3 or 4 times with the kids.
No spoilers.
I'm
You haven't seen it?
I'm thinking for our listeners, man.
Others.
If they haven't seen it already, they deserve these spoilers.
As a person of faith who believes and loves God, how are you not in favor of Thanos?
Okay. Oh, all right. So now we're
take.
going here.
How are you not in favor of Thanos? Just because it's not his universe, he didn't create it?
So there are a lot of people in favor of Thanos.
Like who?
There's a whole community online that are in favor of Thanos.
Hey, Thanos makes a little sense, man. He makes
there's
some
a
sense.
subreddit called Thanos Did Nothing Wrong.
Bro, the more I watch it, I'm like, yeah, dude, this guy was acting nobly, because not only did he do what he accomplished and was like done, he also destroyed the fucking Infinity Stones, right? Or he
Right.
sent them out.
But
afterwards.
they made that character
Spoiler
for
alert.
that for that reason only. They wanted to have a villain, if you will, who you can almost sympathize with and be like, oh, maybe he is right. You know what I mean? So they wanted that kind of thing.
But what
to
I
happen.
liked about it was that he was like, I got rid of the stones. And he's like, well, why the fuck would you do that? And he's like, because that just leads to temptation.
Right.
Like,
said,
I had a
there
mission.
was no other purpose. It served no other purpose beyond temptation.
Yeah.
So I think the other argument too is that Thanos wasn't God in that. I think
that's what I'm saying. It's not his universe. It's not his. To
right.
do that
I think
with.
if there
point.
was that correlation, it would be the guy from Doctor Strange, Dormammu, who was essentially the universe in control of everything. If he was
so he was from a different dimension.
Oh, so maybe this is my Marvel knowledge failing me.
Oh, you got me, dude.
so.
I even know who you fucking said. Dude. I thought you pulled that name out of your
So
ass.
Dormammu, he's almost like the god of the dark dimension.
Oh, I thought he was just like the universe.
No,
I thought he was like literal cosmos.
So there are people who are like that in the Marvel comics called the Eternals.
Oh, is that Guardians of the Galaxy?
Nope.
No, Celestials.
Well,
Never mind.
Yeah, I don't think they've been introduced in the movies yet. But
They have no. Chris Pratt's dad was an Celestial.
a Celestial. You're right.
Oh, that's right.
I don't even remember his character's name.
Ego.
It's Kurt Russell, though, right?
Ego the planet.
Star Warrior. Oh.
It's Ego.
Ego.
Well, in the comics is Ego. Ego the planet is what it's called.
No, I'm Chris Pratt's character.
Oh, Star-Lord.
Oh,
Star-Lord.
Oh, gotcha.
That's where I was. Sorry, took a.
His dad was Ego the planet.
I was like, Ego. I don't.
Thanos did nothing wrong.
You look it up. So
That's wild.
Before, I think when Infinity War happened, there was a whole. That's obviously when it started, the whole subreddit, and there was like millions of users on there, right? And everyone was like, "Okay, well, I think we know what needs to happen now." They go, "There's too many people in this subreddit." So
nice.
Yeah.
Shit.
So they're like, "We need to cut half these people," and literally everyone was like, "Yep, let's do it." Like, they got to
That's literally the point.
That was the point, right? So they built it up for like a whole month. They were like day 30, day 29, day 28. And then at the end, they reached out to Josh Brolin, the guy that played Thanos.
Yeah.
And he was the one that did it at day 0.
He snapped his fingers.
Yep. He had a video of it, and he goes, "All right, Reddit." Snaps his fingers, and then they literally did away with 50% of. And you like days before it was happening, you see posts being like, "If I get picked, I love you guys for this," and you actually get banned from that subreddit.
No way.
Yeah,
That's pretty
so you
rad.
cannot go back.
That's too cool, man.
I made it through.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
And you have survivor guilt?
No
survivor guilt?
I'm
Nah, fuck them peons.
grateful for Thanos.
Yeah, you don't strike me as a survivor guilt type of dude.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd be like, yeah, yeet. And we've come full circle.
Yeeting it out.
Yeet. Oh, shit. That was good, man. Oh, what else you guys want to talk about?
Shit, we went from strippers to where did we come from in the universe? So, where do you go
We
from
we
there?
definitely took some turns.
Where we at? Ben, you got to be up at 6.
Yeah,
6 o'clock.
Shit,
Is that
homies.
every Friday?
it's every day.
Every day?
Well, not every day.
Fuck.
Yeah, you
Our
can't even
D&D
think of-
sessions must be
Yeah, it's
suck for you.
It's painful.
What time do you normally get off?
Well, so this week I've been getting off at like 2:30.
Not
So
bad.
it's kind of a trade-off.
Yeah, it's
Start early, get out
super.
early.
If I can go home, take a nap, get up, make dinner.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's actually not that bad. Then you get used to it. It's a rhythm.
Man, I cannot get up that early.
I didn't
I've
think
tried.
I didn't think that either, but after you do it for a couple weeks, it's just routine.
The body's an adaptable motherfucker.
So I used to work for collections years ago,
You
and I had
scum.
to. I had
That
to
sounds like
be
a
there.
shitty fucking
It was
job.
a very shitty fucking job,
It's called
but I
for
needed money.
one last little drink.
So I had to be there at 6 o'clock every morning, which meant I had to wake up around 4:30.
It was like when I worked in Times Square. That was the fucking worst.
And I can do it for like a day or two because waking up that early gives me a slight adrenaline because
Sure.
I've never done it before, right? So, but long story short, I think I was there for maybe 3-4 months. I got fired for being late 19 times in a month. I cannot fucking do that. I cannot wake up that goddamn early in the morning and no,
Yeah, I mean,
I can't do that.
late 19 times.
that's impressive.
No, dude, I can't. And I want to be an early bird so bad. Like I want to be one of those guys that wakes up at like 5 in the morning, gets up, gets like their coffee. What I don't really drink coffee, but I guess in this scenario we'll say Red Bull or whatever. Has like a fucking newspaper, reads like the articles. I want to be that guy. I've tried. I can't do it. I can't do it.
You would do it then.
I cannot wake up that early. I'll go straight.
So I'll tell you straight up, I could not do that working the job that you guys do. Because you work until 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. It doesn't work if you work that late.
But that works for me because that's when I have the most energy. I have the most energy between about 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. That's when I am primed.
Sure, that's how I was too when I worked there, but I don't know, I flipped a switch.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've always been that way.
I also enjoy my job too, so I wanted to go to work, and then it kind of helped the transition.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
That's
Like I feel like a collections
difference.
job I wouldn't want to go to
Hell
work
no,
anyway.
Yeah.
dude.
I mean, that's very true.
I would want to
I
be
worked
late.
collections when I first moved up to Phoenix, and it was 3 hours, dude, 6 to 9. And I would actually, I
3 hours?
Yeah, 3 hours. I was at night, and then because I was going to
at
school.
night.
I mean,
was
that
going
still
to
sounds shitty.
Yeah.
God,
And then
I could do that.
I did full. I ended up getting hired full time at like some warehouse job, just pulling orders for lighting. And I used to work there. What 10? What was it? No. I used to go in earlier. Yeah, it was like 7 to 3 or 4, and then I would go home and then get ready to go out to the collections job.
Holy
And,
crap.
bro! The 3 hours at that collections desk job in a cubicle felt like 3 times as long as my full-time shift in that warehouse where I was running around. I was up and moving. Like the worst, dude. I fucking hate. I would hate to
Sitting
work.
down
in
I
a
could not
cubicle.
sit in an
Nothing.
office.
No, man. No, it's different. And then to touch on yours, like the earliest I had to get up for work was 1:30 in the morning. 1:30 in the morning.
I would go to sleep. Wait,
Yeah, 'cause
when
I had
would
to
you
be
get
in-
out?
It depends.
Well,
See,
1:30, you're getting out at like 10 o'clock or so.
No. This
Oh.
is a fucking country job, dude. I used to work at a ranch
Oh.
that my dad was a foreman at.
Oh,
This
sure.
makes
Bro.
sense now.
So those are like 14, 16 hours.
14,
Yeah.
16 hours, dude.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But I was in high school, man. I was a virile little motherfucker, dude. I would not go to sleep before 10 p.m. And then my dad would have to fucking wake me up. They fucking struggle to wake me up at
Yep.
like 1:30 so I could be there at 2. Because you had to get there so early because it's the summer. It's a summer job. And so at the time I was working at the chute of this cattle ranch. So you have fucking anywhere from 150 to like 300 cows all herded up together coming through the chute. So it's like you can't have that happening at like fucking one in the afternoon.
It's
like,
too hot.
You know, you would fucking have dead cows left and right, dude. So we would have to get up and get going at 2 a.m. for that. But then it's like the day, you know, drags on. You do so many pens, and you know, next thing you know, it's fucking 2:30 in the afternoon. You've been there for fucking 12 hours, and then a lot of times I would stay till about 4. You know, just get that overtime, and then you know, it was the summer, so like the open gym was there. We'd go play volleyball, hang out, play basketball, play something, you know. And then had my girlfriend at the time, and it's like next thing you know, it's fucking 10:30, and you're like, oh, I gotta go to bed because I gotta be up in 3 hours, dude. It was a brutal but fun morning.
Do
that. That's the thing. I was you know 16, 17 at the time.
Yeah.
Like
You don't do that
It's
now.
different.
You got mad energy, dude. It's like now. It's
Very true. You can go to bed 2 hours and be solid.
Now I'm up by 6:30 every morning because of the kids. You know, I got to get them up and out of the house by 7:30, 7:25, 7:30. So there's that. But yeah, dude. Like,
It's still not the same.
no, it's not fucking working and shit out in the sun. Like,
I can't even imagine.
yeah, it was a good one.
But maybe you could do it because it's all very physical, so you kind of get tired.
Yeah.
and
physical
you just kinda
la-
really don't care.
I personally enjoy physical labor a little bit more because you feel like you've
me too.
you've done a day's worth
Plus, I
of work.
feel like time goes by quicker.
I think so.
I don't think you're as emotionally drained, dude, bro. When you're dealing with people on the phone,
Dude,
people are
It
draining.
hurts.
Yeah, you got a point.
People are fucking draining, dude. You deal with a lot of people on the phone. Like, this is draining, man.
it is one of the things that I like now that I don't have to deal with at all.
Yeah, people are definitely draining. I don't feel like it's. I don't know. I think it just depends on your personality at that point.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone enjoy a customer service job.
Like genuinely, probably not.
Genuinely enjoy a customer. Everything I see.
high-end sales. Trying to think.
Sure.
Are we talking like car sales?
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you're doing it for money, right?
That's
You're
the
not
only
doing
reason.
it for the customers.
That is the only reason.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a point.
Customer service is hard.
It is.
Retail is difficult.
I wouldn't say it's hard. It's just really fucking
It's challenging in a different
annoying.
sense. It's challenging in the different sense. Like, it's not physical in the sense of, like, it's not hard labor.
Well, I feel like with something physical, you're in control of how far you push yourself. When you're dealing with customers, you're trying to
You
see
have
how
to-
far you can push someone else, and that's much more difficult.
I agree. Yep. That's a good point.
Like, even if I was outside doing farm work all day, I feel like I would know where my limit lands. I don't know where someone else's is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that people should work a retail job. Not that it should be mandatory, but it should be like kind of like a given. Like, hey, everybody should put in a year and a half to 2 or 3 years of retail
Retail or food service.
food service, so you can see that other side.
Yeah.
So you can see how people can be, so you can see what it takes to be in that job. So
But-
when you're when you're on the opposite side, you're more
You have a little bit more
empathetic.
empathy, yeah.
On the flip side,
On
you
the
have a
flippity
lot
flip.
of assholes working customer service.
Because they've been doing it for too long.
Yeah, they're burnt out.
Well, just because they're natural assholes. If you had the assholes that you serviced for doing customer service, working customer service, that'd be a pretty scary thing.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
What
you're describing is cocks.
Yeah. So I get
Yeah,
what you're
cocks
getting
are
at,
dicks.
but the whole point would be to give people would be to get people, you know, that different perspective, that perspective, because it's like
Sure.
it's
But
like
I feel like those
oh,
people are almost closed-minded or just like very
well, that's what I was about
stubborn
to
in
say.
that way.
It's like, well, okay, so
These are the
take a
rules.
racist from fucking, you know, Tennessee, like all these Mexicans are gonna take our jobs, blah blah, and go put them in Mexico. Is that gonna make them more racist, or is that gonna allow them to become more empathetic to that culture?
I'd say
to the people.
empathetic.
Yeah.
But I feel like
I'd like to believe that. I don't know that that's true.
it
though.
would. It'd have to.
it'd probably not be true for everybody.
You would
but
have
I'd
to
feel-
find somebody that because you would make those, because we're people at the end of the day. and you're looking for connection and validation from the people around you. So if the people around you are the people that you hate, quote unquote, and now you have to kind of rely on them, I guess you could kind of just close yourself off in whatever home you're in and then just, sulk. But if you're going to go out and try to be any sort of, productive member of society, like, you'd have to become more empathetic to the people you're around.
Maybe.
All right.
I feel like if you're hard-headed and maybe not even that, you know what I mean, then it's going to be hard to kind of transition somebody into that, because it's one of those people that you just can't argue with.
Time. I would just say time.
Time, sure. But do you want somebody who's hard-headed in a customer service position for 3 years? You know what I mean?
Eventually it'll click. So now that we're on the subject
Excuse me,
of
ma'am.
time,
I'm sorry this guy's an asshole to you, but we're
Give
just
us 3
trying.
years.
Yeah, give us 3 years.
give us 3 years, come back, we'll have this issue resolved.
We're trying to reform him. Don't worry.
Give us a couple years.
It's not you, it's him.
What you don't want to do in business.
Trust us. Yeah. Oh shit, man. Let's wrap this up. Ben, let's get you on your way. Nate,
Thank you.
thanks for getting Ben out here. Let's do this again sometime.
That's fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. You got any weed, Ben?
No,
No? Get the fuck out. See you later, guys.
bitch.